Let me tell you that it was about 10 years ago that we actually realized in our research that sometimes patients are actually able to develop new solutions for themselves, all by themselves. We were really intrigued when, in fact, we met this man. Dale Goldsworthy is a Marfan syndrome patient that at some point went to see his doctor, and his doctor told him that he was going to die. And the condition here is one that is complicated, I will not try to explain, but one specific problem is the aorta. The aorta was at risk of having a rupture, and this would kill him. Well, not only Dale was not very happy with the news, but he went on thinking about this problem, realizing that it didn't make much sense that there was no solution for his condition. Long story short, he actually started working on one possible solution and developed the aortic support that you see here. A device that could actually maybe prevent him from dying. Well, a couple of months later, he walked back into the doctor's office and asked his doctor, "Look, you told me that I'm going to die. I didn't think this was very cool. I've been working on a device. Maybe with your help, you could help me putting this thing around my aorta." Well, not just Dale Goldsworthy did this for himself, but in fact, he saved the life of many people. As of September 5, 2024, 1,000 patients had received the aortic support that Dale developed for himself. Well, for us, scholars in the field of innovation, this was very intriguing. This is not a common history when it comes to developing devices for patients. So we were so intrigued that we put together a platform to see if more patients were actually doing this. And what we got was a collection that is now about 5,000 medical devices that were developed by patients or by informal caregivers or actually by collaborators. Many of these devices are now commercialized, they are products. Many of these products were actually brought to market by the patients themselves. We call them patient innovators, patient entrepreneurs that not just develop something for themselves, but then became producers and therefore are now further developing what they have and bringing this to market. At the same time, we actually developed a boot camp that helps these patients further develop whatever they have and bringing these solutions to market. We did this with a strong support from the EIT Health and with a number of partners across Europe. Well, in Portugal it involves both the medical school at Nova as well as Nova School of Business and Economics, but also IESE in Barcelona, BioCat also in Barcelona, and Copenhagen Business School. To give you an idea, on Monday we will actually be going to Copenhagen, where we will have the Copenhagen week of the bootcamp that started here a few months ago, then moved to IESE in Barcelona, and now we land in Copenhagen. So, as a result of this specific bootcamp, in fact, 54 companies were already created by patients or informal caregivers. Actually, many more were created by other patients and by other caregivers, but not as part of the bootcamp. One additional thing we did was to create an award. We call it Patient Innovation Awards, and actually we did that because we started getting ourselves a number of awards, and we thought that more than having us getting the awards, it would make a lot of sense to actually give the awards back to the patients. So, yeah, these are some of the awards that we got, including one that was very special to us from the from the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon when he left the United Nations and called us to be recognized as one of 5 projects that were actually contributing to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Well, long story short, we actually created our own awards, and now we are here today for the 6th edition. We did several editions before, both here in Portugal, both here at the Estoril conferences, as well as Web Summit, as well as the Gulbenkian Foundation. We did similar editions in Paris and in Copenhagen. And today we are very happy to be here to present the awards. For the awards, we get the support of both our own advisory board. We are very proud of our advisory board. We have several Nobel laureates in our advisory board, including Sir Richard Roberts. He was a speaker here today, here this morning, is here this afternoon to deliver one of the awards, as well as the member of the jury. For this year, we actually got the help, and I will mention them, of Maria João Salles Luís from Multicare. I see her in the audience. Thank you so much for being here. Ricardo Encarnação from Roche. I also see him in the audience. Thank you so much. Ana Luísa Pinto from Associação Cuidadores. Maybe she's in the audience, but I haven't seen her. Rui Diniz, I know that he's going to be here at any point soon. Filipa Batista from, Rui Diniz from CUF. Filipa Batista from Siemens. And finally, Nuno Neupar from Nova Medical School is also somewhere in the audience. So thank you so much for your help in actually help us identifying the winners of the 2024 edition of the Patient Innovation Awards. So I just wanted to introduce these, and now let's move to the presentation of the winners.
So we have 4 winners, and we are starting by category Patient Caregiver Innovator. The winners are Beatriz Batista, alumna of Nova SPE in Economics, and Adília Oliveira, her mother and caregiver of Beatriz. Please take the stage.
First of all, I would like to thank for this opportunity to be able to share our story and ongoing journey of overcoming unexpected challenges. While never losing hope or giving up, I would also like to express my deep gratitude for the recognition you are offering us. This award represents much more than an honor to our journey. It's a hope and overcoming symbol in the face of challenge we couldn't ever even imagine. I was asked to explain to you who Beatriz is and how we have overcome all the difficulties that have been present to us together, and there have been many of them. However, it's her story. So I let her tell you herself the story.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I think you already know, my name is Beatriz. I'm 23 years old and a Master's in Economics student here at Nova SPE. I was asked to share my story with you today, and that's what I come to do. I'm not here to tell you a story of a great hero or of someone that surpasses any challenges. I'm here to tell you a true story of a simple person that simply has to face the challenges that life puts on her way. First of all, I believe it's best to start by stating the obvious. I have both visual and hearing disabilities, as well as you may have noticed, some trouble walking. And no, I was not born with none of these issues. I was actually born with a genetic mutation, but that was only found out last year. So the story I'm about to tell you is how everything changed and how things started to change in my life, which led to where we are today. So let's go back to December 2015. It was Christmas break from school. I was 14, soon to be 15 January, and was on holiday. I had just started 10th grade, and was having a normal Christmas holiday with my family. No one noticed it at that time, but somehow within those 2 weeks, I lost around 90% of my vision without anyone noticing, without any pain or any other symptoms. We originally thought I just needed some glasses or that I was just tired. We only understood that it was something much worse around a month later when I finally went to the doctor, and it became very obvious that it was by no means something as simple as that. From that point onwards, our search for answers started. We must have went to about every specialist in Portugal we could find, trying to figure out what had happened, what was happening, and how to cure me. I obviously didn't figure out anything at the time, but what I did find out is that the number of doctors, very well-known doctors with a great reputation that shamelessly profits out of people's despair, is extremely high. Unfortunately, this is not something that people speak about, so they keep their reputation and keep exploiting the misery of others, in the name of science, obviously. So let's say that those weren't very nice experiences, but it did show me a new side of life that I could have never known before. At the same time, I started to have issues with the school I was attending, a MLR class in Linda Velha. I had been attending that school since I was in 5th grade, but as soon as I started to have visual disabilities, the school started to want to force me to change to another school, a reference school for people with visual disabilities, and to force me to change fields to humanities, because they said that it was impossible for anyone with visual disabilities to do the hardest math course in high school. At this point, I had the decision of what to do. I decided to say no. I chose economics, so I'll study economics. I chose to be in school, so I'll stay here. My mother supported me in my decision, and there was when our fight against the school started. That fight only truly ended after I graduated from high school. That was a very, very long and extremely exhausting ordeal, and I can never thank my mother enough for everything she had to go through just for me to have the mandatory adaptations that the Ministry of Education legislates, because the school didn't even want to comply with that much. Here, I found something else, that special education teachers can be one of the main sources of discrimination and prejudice against people with disabilities. They, instead of finding the adaptations that are suitable for the person, they impose adaptations on others. They are textbook adaptations, and they have pre-made ideas that, oh no, we cannot do that. I already worked with the other people with visual disabilities. They could not do math, so you can't do it. Well, this is coming from the people that are supposed to be helping those with disabilities that are finding adaptations and integrating themselves into society. Not only this, but I also had experience with adapted materials and shops that sell such materials. I can say that the supposed technicians that were specialists in adapted materials were nothing more than sellers, more than happy to exploit others' problems in order to sell. They shamelessly exploit one's issues, make them even worse, do everything they can to try to convince the parents or other person that was paying to buy the most expensive material available, even if the person doesn't actually need it. Thankfully, once again, my mother chose to listen to me and not to others. But as you may imagine, this was far from a pleasant experience, and I can tell you that it wasn't an isolated event. It is actually quite common in any kind of company that produces, supplies, or sells adapted materials. This was one of the main reasons that led me to dislike adaptations and instead decide to create my own ways of adapting to my own problems. Okay. But I haven't finished. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. So, I started to also have hearing disabilities. I also tried I also had a hearing implant placed in my head, which unfortunately did not work as well as we hoped. But I did graduate from high school, and I was lucky enough to find Nova SP, a place where I could finally study without being constantly discriminated against. It was all I could have wished for and more. My journey here wasn't simple, since at many points I had to stop due to having to be hospitalized, but in the end, I always came back to continue where the degree started. What I wanted to share with you most is that in the end, I believe that the best adaptations are the ones that make sense for the person and the ones that the person finds. I'm just, honestly, I'm just here doing my own journey in university, and that's all I really try to achieve. I'm not trying to inspire or motivate others, just trying to keep living my own life. And I am, more than anything else, I seek knowledge about my condition and a possible cure, and scientists that are willing to help me. Thank you.
Beatriz, Congratulations, Adelia, too. To present your awards, I invite Sir Richard Roberts to come on stage and give Beatriz and Adelia the awards in the category Patient Caregiver Innovator.
Congratulations. You're a very, very tough young lady, and I wish you every success in life. Okay.
Thank you so much for your generosity.
Has she had her DNA sequenced?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Because that may well tell you what the problem is.
Yes, it's all they can tell because it's so rare, it's not have any.
We are not listening to those words, but I think they are private. That remain them that way. And we are moving to the next category. We are going to deliver the award in the category Caregiver Innovator. And winners are Mariela Pichiotta, CEO of Reality Telling, and Rafa Lanus, Chief Creative Officer of Reality Telling. Welcome to the stage. And please share with us your innovation.
So, Mr.
Hi. How are you? Thank you very, very much. We're very honored to be here, especially after hearing Beatrice's story. And I'd like to start first how we began with this whole reality telling thing. It's a very deep and personal story. First, I would like to ask you, how would you feel, what would have been your thoughts if I had told you before COVID that hospitals were going to close the doors on you and you couldn't access and say goodbye to a family member that was passing away. That was actually the story of Mariela, that in the very first weeks of March 2020, her father was fighting leukemia, and she couldn't really go say goodbye to her father. That, of course, eventually became the story of the whole world, right? I mean, all the hospitals were shutting down, and that was actually the moments we were living. So we wanted to do something, but we obviously didn't know what to do. I mean, so time passed by, and it was by Christmas, holiday season in 2020 still. And I woke up one morning. I come from the audiovisual world, right? And I see this video, 360 video camera I have at home, and I said, what if I take this camera to the houses of the patients' families, and I record immersively the house, the warmth of the house, and then tell the house, with the VR goggles, take the home to the hospital and just take them out of the hospital. Obviously, the idea was a little crazy. I mean, we were in like the third lockdown or something, but we proposed this as a volunteering action to Hospital del Mar in Barcelona, where we reside, right? After a few patients, both us and the doctors realized that we were onto something. We weren't just doing something nice, It wasn't just about comfort. It was, I still remember, and since there's so many doctors and scientists here, the words of the head of the service of the IC unit that told me, Rafa, I love your passion. I love your passion, guys, but I'm a scientist, and I need data. And he said, I want to do a medical trial on this, right? Because we weren't just doing something nice. We were actually, working on isolation, which is a real problem, not in COVID, but still now, right? So I would like to, show you a quick video of our first patients, featuring our first patients. Let's see if it works.
A l'Anna la van conèixer a principis de febrer.
És la medicina més bona que poden donar.
Una bicicleta ergométrica y unas ulleras de realidad virtual.
Se agotan menos, que es más fácil que aguanten más.
We are.
Okay, yes, there's no time for other words in the video because we are here. And after these first patients, we realized what kind of services we think patients need in terms of overcome isolation and what we can give to them with immersive experience. These are three different kinds of services that have different goals and a different stage of development. So I will tell you something more about that. So Reality Relax is the most developed one. It's composed by real-world immersive experience in nature, tailored to patients with the aim to fight stress and anxiety. We have an app in the goggle, but also we have an interface in the tablet that permit healthcare professionals to choose the experience, guide the experience, and see at the very same time of the patients. This is very important with some kind of patients we are working with. For instance, critically ill patients cannot talk usually, so these tools permit a discussion between the patients and the professional. Here, for instance, they are exposed to aquatic and underwater experiences that is well known that blue colors in nature calm. And so we also use the same kind of content for patients that needs to undergo to pain procedures like PICC or catheter. Like you can see in this video, while the nurse operates, the patient is relaxed with our experience, and the nurse can work better. But we also have tailored experience for kids that need to undergo to surgery. So while they are in the waiting room, in collaboration with Hospital Clown, we had like all the path from the waiting room to the surgery room explained, but in a funny way, like a treasure hunt. So both the patients and the parents with the tablet can share this kind of informational experience, but that can lower the anxiety. Finally, we work with mild cognitive impairment people using like focus group experiences, so different people that work together with the occupational therapists that while they are exposed to familiar environment, they boost the memory and attention through question. So then we have Reality Connect. Reality Connect is what we really do not want to lose. As Rafa told at the beginning, we want to reunite family. And we wanted to continue to make it, but in a scalable way. So we created an app, so a kit that sits in the hospital that family can grab, record their own experience in 360, and through this app they can send to us and we can send to the goggle so the patient can have their own unique immersive experience recording from their family, always with the help of therapists. Finally, our dream, our goal is under development. We call it reality games because we want to make immersive experience interactive, but interactive in a way that we do not lose the personalization that for us is the base of the motion, so the trigger that help patients to either stay calmer or fight and to get better. So an example. Think about a person who had a stroke and that cannot move on the left side because he's paralyzed. So think about, put the goggle, have this immersive environment, and there is a bubble that's moved on the left side. But what if in the bubble that he has to follow, there is the granddaughter? Do you think there is more motivation for the person to look at that, to move on that side and work properly? We think so. So this is where we aim to go, and this is some impact. We are now, all we are doing is being validated in clinical trial, very rigorous with metabolites of saliva to analyze the cortisol level. We do not have official results yet that will be published by the end of the year, but we have some very promising, insightful from doctor by now. And we also have an acceptance of patients that is over 90%, and more than three-quarters asked to use more frequently the goggles and bring them home. And also the health professional says that they prefer to work with immersive experience because this is easier the work. These are the collaboration that we have active now through the time. You see logo for us. These are people that believe in us, supported us. Some of them are here today. And thanks to these people, we can build what we have till now.
Yeah. And I think Maya couldn't say it any better. People will forget what you said and will forget what you did, but will never forget how you made them feel. And in reality telling, we work with emotions, and this is at that core at our project. So thank you very much. Again, we're very honored. Muito obrigado. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mariela and Rafa. Your award is going to be presented by Maria Antonia Almeida Santos. Please come to the stage. The president of the Faculty Council at Nova Medical School. Good afternoon. Welcome to the stage. Thank you. Well, congratulations once again. We are moving now to the next category, Collaborator Innovator. The awarded is Arun Argawal. He's the CEO and founder of Janitri Innovations. Please come to the stage. An applause to Arun. He's going to explain us his innovation and why he's being awarded.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Arun, founder of Janitri. Janitri is a Sanskrit word of mother. And we are working with a vision to see a world where no mother or baby die during the phase of pregnancy, delivery, and post-delivery. So I come from an engineering background, done my bachelor's in electronics, master's in biomedical engineering. But after my master's, it was not really clear to me what the problem I should take it ahead, which I can solve through deep technology, which can make a huge impact in the globe while we can do a sustainable business. So what I did, let me tell you a story. In one of the northern states in India, a healthy mother was pregnant. She started getting the labor pain. After getting the labor pain through the ambulance, she got admitted to a nearby primary healthcare center. But unfortunately, she had a stillbirth. And this is not just her story. This is a story of millions of mothers and newborns which are actually dying or facing mortalities and morbidities while giving birth. There are more than 2 million newborn and 250,000 mothers die while giving birth. And this number is still very high. We're really talking about going to the moon and Mars, but we are still not able to save lives while giving birth. And that is where we are on a mission to. So I really wanted to understand why. And that why took me across 100+ hospitals across the country in India. North, east, west, south, almost for 1 year, full time. I have spent a lot of time with all the stakeholders, a gynecologist, nurse, mother, their family, pediatrician, neonatologist. I've seen a lot of live deliveries and C-section and tried to actually understand the whole system. why we are still facing this mortalities and morbidities during this 1,000 days journey, which is the whole 9 months of pregnancy, labor, and newborn become up to 2-year-old. So after this extensive research, we further figure out that one problem, which are the fundamental problem which we're trying to solve. So the problem is a lack of critical vitals monitoring during this 1,000 days journey and an early decision making based on that monitoring, which was still missing. So yes, if you look at the whole 9 months of pregnancy, labor, and newborn, fundamental parameters like heart rate of the baby, contraction, maternal heart rate, baby kick, all these are monitoring is still missing in 70% of these hospitals because of unavailability of affordable medical devices, because of unavailability of staff nurses or poor staff versus patient ratio. So they cannot really do monitor each and every mother. And that is the fundamental problem we want to solve. And that's what we are solving. It's a combination of a wearable plus software plus AI ML based as a solution, which is getting deployed in the hospitals to monitor each and every critical vitals during this 1,000 days journey. So no mother and baby should die just because of lack of these vitals monitoring and early decision making. So we do deploy these solutions in hospitals, clinics, where all of these pregnancy is getting cared, where the delivery is happening, where the NICUs are there. These are all wearables, do talk to a single software-based journey, and there is an AI ML layer running on top of it, which gives the staff nurses and doctors an early alerts. And that is a solution we are building, and we are an IP-heavy company. Almost 19 plus patents filed, 8 plus patents have been granted. What we have done so far. So it's been a journey of 8 years now. 2016, we started with this problem. We started building the product. It took us the first 5 years to develop the first product, doing product development, doing clinical trial, regulatory approvals, and further started deploying. But in last 3 years, we have been scaling up, deploying these products in the market, and making sure there is an impact happening. So I would be happy to say that there are more than 100,000 mothers have been monitored so far. The products have been deployed in more than 600 plus hospitals. And based on our early alerts and action, for more than 8,000 mothers, early action have been taken. So that's a kind of an impact which we are creating. We're almost in every state in India as of now when it comes to our deployment in hospitals. So that is our deployment in hospitals. And it's not just a story of India. I mean, there are very much similar countries facing high maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. So we have started exporting these solutions to other countries like Southeast Asia, Africa, and South America, where there's a similar kind of a problem, and the similar kind of a solutions are needed. It's been a journey of 8 years, and in last 8 years, multiple partners have supported us in this particular journey while giving us investment, grant, funding, procurement, and we have been very fortunate to receive all of these support from all these prestigious partners, including this conference. We have been very fortunate to receive this particular award as well. And so yeah, this is final, but let's innovate for saving life at birth. Thank you.
Congratulations, Arun. Your award is going to be presented by João Ságua, Rector of Nova University of Lisbon. Thank you very much, and congratulations. And finally, our last category, Patient Innovator. The winner is Hans-Jürgen Wieberg, founder of Be My Eyes. Unfortunately, he is not here with us, though he's following online on streaming. But first, he prepared a video to explain us why he's being awarded. Let's see.
You might wonder how blind people deal with everyday challenges. Well, normally the answer is simple. We're not that different from you. We play music. We go to school. We go to work. You get the picture. But sometimes the simplest things can be difficult, and we need a pair of eyes.
Connect to.
First available helper. That's where you come in.
Establishing video connection.
Through your smartphone, Be My Eyes connects the blind with sighted people through a live video connection. Simply choose if you need help or want to help by the click of a button.
That's a nice picture of you and your family, Caroline. Is it for a present? Yes, it's a photo from my parents.
You can help just by installing the Be My Eyes app.
Prepped image.
And we'll notify you when someone needs your help. And if you're in the middle of something, don't worry. Someone else will step in. So, would you care to be my eyes?
So Hans is not here with us, but he's sharing the digital world where we all are, and he's ready to share with us some words. Right, Hans?
I am, yes. Thank you. And I'll try. I know you guys are heading out for dinner, so I'll be short. Be My Eyes. First of all, thank you so much for this award. And it means a lot that this is a patient award. And it very much aligned with one of our sayings in Be My Eyes and in the blind community. Nothing about us without us. When we started Be My Eyes 10 years ago, it was very important to have blind people involved in the project. I am myself blind, and I believe I'm pretty smart, but it turns out that whenever I need meet another blind person, they seem to be smarter than me. So it has benefited Be My Eyes greatly that we have had so many other blind people involved in this project. And what we do is, as the video showed, we make basically a live video connection between a blind person in their home. They need a pair of eyes, maybe only for 20 seconds. They need to see, have I set my oven to 200 degrees? Yes, you have. Thank you so much. And that's it. And as a volunteer, you only have to download the Be My Eyes app, and then you can volunteer as a volunteer for a blind person. We can do this in 185 different languages. Be My Eyes is created in Denmark, but Denmark is a very small country, so we had to think about being global from day one. Be My Eyes is used in basically all countries across the globe. We have 700,000 blind and low vision people signed up, and amazingly, 8 million volunteers has downloaded the Be My Eyes and said, I want to volunteer to help a blind person. So, and we have been doing this since 2015, where I came up with this idea and we developed the app. And then in 2023, we added AI. So now you can also, instead of making a video call, you can simply take a photo with the same app. And as soon as you have taken the photo, it will be uploaded to OpenAI. and you will get a very detailed description of the image back. So now you can choose if you want to talk to a real person or you want to try your luck with AI. AI has become really, really good at describing images. And it is by far our most popular feature. Every second, a blind person somewhere in the world is taking a photo with the Be My Eyes app. And this means that I think we have crossed 100,000 images per day. So that's amazing. And it says a lot about that sometimes you don't even need a pair of eyes. You just need a short description of a image, and you can do that. And you can even ask follow-up questions. And the very latest thing that's not even out yet, but it will be in a few weeks, we have made a partnership with Meta or Facebook. Meta has created these Ray-Ban sunglasses. And now you can also use Be My Eyes on the glasses. So you can be absolutely hands-free. This means a lot if you are in your kitchen or if you have a guide dog and a white cane, then you don't have a third hand to hold the phone. But shortly you will be able to simply say to your glasses, make a call to Be My Eyes, and then a volunteer will be looking out through your glasses and can guide you that way. It can also be when you are cooking and you have something on your hand and you don't want to touch your phone, and then you have your glasses on. You can just say to the glasses, tell me what's in front of me. So we expect this to be a really handy way to help blind people across the globe. Be My Eyes is absolutely free of charge, and that was a decision we made from the very beginning. Simply because we know that most of the blind people in this world, they live in the global south. And you can say it's really the volunteers who are doing the work. So why shouldn't it be free to get this service? And that's exactly what we have been doing. And I'm very proud to say that we will continue. The AI part is also absolutely free. So we have been able to provide the most modern technology to blind people across the globe. And also, it is worth to remember that blind people are most likely in the low income area, no matter what country they live in. And unemployment among blind people is staggering high. So it's very important that you can use these tools for free. And that's what we have been able to provide. And the way we do that is that you can call a volunteer, but you can also call companies like Microsoft and Google, Spotify, LinkedIn on the Be My Eyes app. And those companies, they pay us a monthly subscription. So we help those companies provide better customer service for their blind customers. And they pay a monthly subscription for that. So that's how we can keep Be My Eyes running as a free app and serve the blind people across the globe. And with support from blindness organizations in many countries and so on, we try to spread the word about Be My Eyes and so on. Getting an award like this is super, super important, and that's also helping us spread awareness. And I will end my little talk here so you can get your dinner. But thank you so much for this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Hans. Well, to make sure that Hans will get his awards, I call to the stage in representation of Hans Maria João Jacinto, Executive Director of Patient Innovation. And to give the award the Minister of Health of Portugal, Professor Ana Paula Martins.